do is trace it out. I was able to make the square for it. Alright, so continuing with the LS project FRS, one of the easy steps that I am going to go ahead and be starting with is changing out the clutch master slave cylinder. Now on the LS, since it is such a big engine, this protrudes so out that it's not going to allow me to use a stock one. So I did go ahead and order from Siki the Willwood recessed clutch master, which you can see it's all halfway in there, so it allows me to run a clutch master cylinder and being able to put the LS in there. It does relocate the filter with the brake, so it's going to be sitting right by the brake booster and the brake master. And I'm just going to show you real quick on disassembling the brake master, the clutch master, and then we will have to be cutting out the firewall just a little bit so this can fully seat in there, and I'll show you a little bit step by step on how I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now under the car, as you can see, this is where the clutch slave is at, and all we have to do is remove the C-clip, push this out, and it should allow us to fully take out the OEM clutch slave. OEM clutch master cylinder. I did leave the I forgot what this is called. What is this called?
Whatever that shit is, you took that out too.
Well, yeah, I took this out too. I'm blanking right now. So now we have the whole system out, and I'm gonna be going ahead and printing out a template on where to cut, trace it out, and then be making the cut to put the new clutch master cylinder in.
So what out? We're in the budget for that?
We're in the budget. We got it.
Pockets ain't empty, cuz.
So what I'm gonna go ahead and be doing as well is measuring these from side to side. That way I can have the same clutch throw distance, and then I can go ahead and mock this up on the car. Okay, so now I did go ahead and print out that template for the clutch master. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up. But as you can see, I can't fully pop it up yet. It is on this clutch from the harness. So I'm going to go ahead and do is remove this one, remove this little plastic, and then move the harness out the way. And I heard that you do have to cut this off. So in a little bit, once I go ahead and remove everything, I'm going to go ahead and cut this cut off, put the template on, mark, and then cut some more. It does fit pretty good now, pretty snug. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is trace it out. See, I do need to grind off a little bit more there. Once I do grind it out, I'll be able to cut it.
A few moments later.
Alright, so now after a lot of cutting later, I did go ahead and was able to make the square for it. So now this does go ahead and fit, pretty snug, but it does fit in. You can see it, the holes lined up, and it's in there. Obviously, I would just tap it in a little bit more, but now it's pretty good. So before I go ahead and put this in, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it a quick wipe down, hit it with a little bit of paint and primer, mask it off, then I can go ahead and put it on. Alright, so now that I did go ahead and just give it a quick paint, it looks like garbage, but it's the best thing I could do. So now everything should be able to just go bolts in normally. So now over here, there we go. Now that everything is in, I should be able to put in just this nut and the other one. Oh, there's the wrong one. Oops. There we go. So now I can go ahead, put this on, and now it should be nice and snug over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up, and I'll show you how it looks. and snug. It's perfectly in there. There's no gaps, no anything. Now it's perfectly in there. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is on the inside, connect it to the clutch pedal. Alright, so now after a little update, I was able to go ahead and get this on. Since it is kind of a tight fit, I did have to use persuasion, but now that it is in, I did go ahead and put that C-clip in and got ourselves a clutch pedal. Alright, so now that we did go ahead and get the clutch master off, buttoned up on the interior and here, what we are going to go ahead and do is sticky for the recessed clutch sleeve. We'll just give you a bracket that you can go ahead and mount on the bottom here. It allows you to put the clutch liquid right next to the brake. So I'm going to do that and I'll show you how I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's where the bracket is going to go. So let me go ahead and show you real quick. So let's go ahead and mount like this. Okay, so now I did go ahead and get one of them on. Just put a nut, washer, slide it in through the washer and then the nut. I'm just going to go ahead and get these tightened up. Then I'm going to get it mounted on the car. Alright, so now I did go ahead and get these tightened. I'm running out of daylight a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed on this. Go ahead and put this back on. And put it wow. Should look like. So that is now how the brake reservoir and the clutch master reservoir is going to be. I did get it already a little bit dirty since I touched it with my greasy paws, but hopefully I'll be able to just clean out. But that's how it's going to look, and that is for finish for this one. I'll come back tomorrow and show you guys about the electronic steering rack and how we're gonna offset it a little bit to allow for the sticky headers.
Actually,
so now after installing the clutch master slave, this is a brand new day. You know, they have to go to work. Now this is a whole week after, but we're gonna continue with this video. So now that we did go ahead and install that from Siki, you see under there's a big chunk of the transmission support and where the transmission connects. We're gonna have to chop all that off. In a little bit, I'm gonna give you a closer look, but once you're gonna see me drill all the spot welds out. Now I'm under the car. I have the drill here, and you see this is the transmission brace that we do have to drill out. So it's about like 30 to 40 spot welds. I did go ahead and just go to Harbor Freight, pick up the spot weld remover, and buy these 1/8 drill bits just to make the pilot hole for all of the spot welds, and then that way the spot weld cutter can actually grip and start cutting easily and not spinning everywhere, because I've had not very good incidents where this runs off the spot welds without drilling the pilot hole. So there is some seam sealer around, so I'm gonna have to work around that. If not, just hammer it out with a flathead and the mallet. Just remove all that out so I can make sure I got every spot weld drilled out. So let's go ahead and get drilling. Just to give you a better look, so as you can see, I did go ahead and start drilling a bunch of pilot holes to the transmission brace or the transmission connector, whatever. I did go ahead and just drill a bunch of pilot holes. I got a missed one there. I'm gonna take this off first, and then there should be a few more spot welds. Once I do take this off, then I can take the full brace off, and then use a flathead just to start prying at it up, and then pop the spot welds out, and then be able to take this piece out.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I was able to take one of the pieces out. This is how it looks. This is me drilling all the spot welds out. So this is one of the braces, as you can see right there. I'm gonna go ahead and take that one, and then it should allow me to take the big piece out of it, out of the car. So let's keep doing it. Alright, so I got some glasses because there was a lot of metal coming at my eyes, and I've already had a bad experience before where I almost dried out my eyes and lost some of my vision. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, since some of these spot welds were double sheet layer, some of there's extra metal and it's not letting me go all the way through the spot weld. So I'm just gonna grind it down a little bit with the sander, and then I'm gonna spot weld the top, and then this all should come out. Now this whole piece is the transmission tunnel, and you can see how much extra room there is now. I'm gonna have to clean this up, then we'll give it a quick paint. Nice spray coat of primer paint. Alright, so after a lot of sanding, as you can see, I got most of the welds grinded down on each side and on the top. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is clean it up, wash it, isopropyl alcohol, and then give it a quick coat of paint. But now, as you can see from the back here, we got a lot more clearance.